Tori Roloff talks filming again for Little People, Big World. We'd consider it. Tori and Zach Roloff, who have been central figures on Little People, Big World (LPBW) since they joined, officially decided to stop filming after season 25 in early 2024. In a February 2024 episode of their podcast, Raising Heights, they shared emotional insights into their decision. As Tori put it, "We're excited for our next chapter." They expressed concerns about their family's well-being on reality TV, particularly after their eldest son, Jackson, voiced discomfort over filming. The departure was described as a tough decision, with Tori noting she witnessed other families being torn apart by the pressures of reality television. Ultimately, prioritizing Jackson's wishes influenced their choice to step away. Since then, the couple has channeled their energy into podcasting, YouTube, and family life, more on their own terms, away from the constraints and scrutiny of a network TV show. Latest revelation: we'd consider it. In April 2025, Tori surprised fans during an Instagram Stories Q&A when asked if LPBW filming would resume. Here's how she responded. They're no longer filming LPBW, though they continue to post via their YouTube channel and podcast. When asked if they'd ever consider filming, Tori said, "We have said if it was just our family, we'd consider it. However, we really don't think we're interesting enough to carry a show on our own." She added that if they returned, they'd aim to recenter the show on its roots, an educational program about dwarfism rather than relationship drama. Though cautious, this marks a notable shift from their 2024 statement of permanent exit to open-mindedness about returning, albeit with key creative and thematic boundaries. Why now? Possible motivations: A. Creative control and message restoration. Tori's emphasis on refocusing the show's educational angle reflects a desire to return to LPBW's original mission, normalizing little people's everyday life and raising public awareness about dwarfism. Early seasons spotlighted the lives of Matt, Amy, and Zach, with an emphasis on educational show that taught people about dwarfism. Over recent seasons, fans voiced concerns that the show's focus shifted toward family drama, stories like Matt's feud with his son Zach over the farm sale. Tori now seems keen to strip away amateur dramatics and focus on genuine moments that reflect what originally drew viewers to LPBW. By stating their reluctance to carry a show just on their family, Tori signals they understand the gravity of public exposure and only want to rejoin if it serves a purpose beyond entertainment. LPBW debuted on TLC in 2006, with a primary goal to educate audiences about dwarfism and showcase the Roloffs' day-to-day family life. Early episodes centered on Matt, Amy, and then very young Zach, highlighting relatable themes like school, dating, farming, and self-esteem. The show had become heavily relationship-driven, spotlighting the marital upheaval of Matt and Amy, Matt's engagement to Karen Chandler, and the farm sale dispute between Matt and Zach. Other Roloff members, Jeremy, Audrey, Molly, Jacob, gradually exited earlier. This trajectory led to polarization. While unscripted TV thrives on drama, many fans lamented the loss of the show's original educational focus and feel-good appeal. Reaction across social media and platforms like Reddit has been mixed. Small Blue Diamond support for a return. Some fans welcomed the idea of a Tori and Zach-centric reboot, especially if it shed dramatic arcs and returned to its roots. One commented, "A show about a young family branching out on their own sounds interesting." Tori and Zach scenes were much more interesting than the Amy Matt Karen repetitiveness. Others questioned whether Tori and Zach's lives, building a workshop, parenting 3 kids, have enough narrative gravitas to anchor a show. As one Redditor summed it up, "A show based on Z&T would be like watching paint dry. The only interesting about them is their kids, and they said they ended the original show for the sake of their kids." Critics tend to cite the absence of high conflict or dynamic plot, suggesting they'd tune in only if the show delivered something more compelling than daily parenting and farm life. Matt Roloff on his own path. Since LPBW's end, Matt has pivoted away from filming. He officially dissolved Roloff Farms Incorporated, though continues to host pumpkin season events and oversee farm renewals. His focus has shifted to real estate, Roloff Properties LLC, and media/speaking engagements, Matt Roloff Media, LLC. Meanwhile, he enjoys a quieter life in Arizona with fiancée Karen Chandler. Tori and Zach's digital realm. Meanwhile, Tori and Zach have maintained a steady presence on YouTube and podcast platforms, engaging audiences through their show Raising Heights. Couple has hinted at selective digital content rather than full TV exposure. Should Tori and Zach decide to return to filming, several key elements would likely be essential. Clear vision. They've emphasized wanting to do an educational show about dwarfism, not merely a relationship/parenting documentary. Creative autonomy. Their resistance to being interesting enough suggests they would want full narrative control and thematic direction. Limited scope. Focused on their family unit, Tori, Zach, and kids, with minimal involvement from the extended Roloffs. Child-centric boundaries. Any filming would need to respect the children's wishes. Jackson's earlier reluctance, for example, makes them cautious. Overall, a return would likely be under a new format, diverging significantly from conventional reality TV and aligning closer with documentary-style storytelling. Audience appeal. Will viewers still tune in for a quieter, educational documentary? Conventional TV favors high energy and conflict. Economic viability. Reality series depend on ad revenue and ratings. A niche show might struggle unless paired with strong streaming or sponsorship support. Family consent. Consistency matters. Jackson or any other child later refuses, it could undo production plans. Network interest. Does TLC or another platform see value in returning to this family with a new angle? At present, Tori's words, "We'd consider it," should not be construed as a firm commitment. Instead, it's a cautious, principles-based openness to explore a new type of content. While potential exists for a grounded, educational reboot, vibrant public storytelling, complete with relationship drama, might not align with the family's personal goals. In short, Tori and Zach have not ruled out filming, but only under strict creative and ethical terms. The show would depart from LPBW's recent focus, reconnecting with its educational roots. Family comfort, child consent, and ownership over content will shape any next chapter. Tori and Zach decide to pursue a project, it could take the form of a streaming documentary, educational series, or hybrid, a format outside traditional TLC reality TV. Fans should watch their podcast and social channels for any official updates or filming calls. Ultimately, should a new show emerge, it could set a new precedent, where reality TV is family-driven, educational, and respectful of participants' autonomy. Tori Roloff's recent comments signal a potential return to filming, but only under a framework that prioritizes education on dwarfism, family agency, and representing their lives authentically. After stepping away in 2024, the Roloffs are open to revisiting their public storytelling, but only if it aligns with their values and their children's comfort. Let me know if you'd like a shorter version, a content outline for a blog post, or updates if the Roloffs give further statements. Tori and Zach Roloff may have walked away from filming reality TV, but they haven't completely abandoned the idea yet. In February 2024, the Little People, Big World couple announced they were finished filming for the long-running reality TV series. As Monsters and Critics reported, Tori and Zach shared the news on an episode of their podcast Raising Heights. There were moments in reality TV that we loved and moments that we didn't, but overall we're grateful to our crew and our producer, and we're excited for our next chapter, they told their listeners. The decision was tough for Tori and Zach, but Tori shared that she's seen families be torn apart over reality television. Their eldest son, Jackson, expressed his disinterest in filming, which impacted their decision. But now, fast forward to April 2025, Tori says she and Zach would be open to filming again. Tori and Zach Roloff don't think they're interesting enough to get a show. During a recent Q&A in her Instagram stories, Tori told her 2.2 million followers that filming was still possible. One of the questions from a fan asked, "Are y'all filming anymore?" Tori wrote that they aren't filming LPBW anymore, but reminded her followers that she and Zach have a podcast and YouTube channel where they keep their fans updated. Then, in a subsequent slide, Tori was asked whether she would ever consider filming again. This time, Tori elaborated a bit more, naming one reason why she and Zach haven't pursued the idea yet. "We have said if it was just our family we'd consider it," she began. "However, we really don't think we're interesting enough to carry a show on our own. If we ever filmed again, we would want to circle back to what LPBW originated as, an educational show that taught people about dwarfism," Tori added. "Not a relationship show. LPBW's storylines have evolved over the years." Zach and Tori were the last Roloff siblings to remain on LPBW through season 25. Before that, Zach's twin brother Jeremy and his wife, Audrey Roloff, Zach's sister Molly Roloff, and his younger brother Jeremy Roloff all walked away from sharing their personal lives with TLC's cameras. As Tori mentioned, in recent seasons, LPBW's storylines have focused more on the family's relationships, a stark contrast to the early years when the show followed the Roloffs' daily lives and educated viewers about dwarfism. One major relationship storyline in season 25 was Zach's feud with his father, Matt, over the sale of Roloff Farms. In earlier seasons, following Matt and Amy Roloff's divorce, LPBW followed Amy's life as a newly single woman re-entering the dating scene. Amy met her current husband, Chris Merrick, while filming, and their wedding was featured on LPBW. Matt's new romance with his current fiancée, Karen Chandler, has also been featured on the show. However, it's unclear whether or not their engagement was filmed for a future season. Uncertainty surrounds Little People, Big World as TLC has not announced its future, if there is one. Matt's fans would have liked to see his and Karen's wedding aired on TV, but some LPBW viewers think the show should end for good.